Trump's tantrums and the sharp response that has come in from the Prime Minister. Well, Donald Trump is acting as a bull in the geopolitical China shop, and viewers, India will respond. It has every right to even retaliate. We tell you what really are India's options as the trade war between India and US escalates. The second story on India Matters tonight. Is it end of the road for Justice Varma? Have decks finally been cleared for the impeachment of Justice Varma? Or could there be potential more legal loopholes? We decode that for you as well. But first up, let's get you the big story that we're tracking on the show on India Matters tonight. Well, viewers, Donald Trump is a man of many contradictions. He wants to partner with India for its push against China, but slaps higher tariffs on Indian goods than Chinese goods. He wants to cut a peace deal with Putin, but frustrated by his failed efforts and his desire to announce a truce, he's now targeting both Russia and Putin, and as a consequence, countries that are actually buying Russian oil. He wants to increase trade with India to $500 billion in the next 4 years. That's a shared goal that he spoke about. But now he says that the US has no trade with India. Above all, as a businessman, Donald Trump is supposed to understand business. He says he's a very successful businessman. He's supposed to understand how trade works, how business works. But he decides to slap tariffs on goods that will make American consumers pay more. This is the set of contradictions, and we're only getting started here, viewers. Now, it's been 24 hours since Donald Trump has slapped additional tariffs on Indian goods. On India Matters, we ask, what should India's next options should be? Let's get you the big questions that we are asking this evening on the show. First up, should India build on the prior retaliatory tariffs it had announced in its first term? In Donald Trump's first term, there was a series of measures that Donald Trump had taken, whether it was additional tariffs on aluminium, on steel, taking away the preferential system for India. India responded with higher tariffs on 28 US goods. Should we go back to that same playbook? Is the first question we are asking. Next up, is Trump playing hardball to extract more concessions? At the end of the day, there's a trade deal. It's stuck because US negotiators are trying to extract more than what India is willing to give in because it's not in their interest. Is this just playing hardball to get those concessions? Next up, India's refusal as far as the non-veg milk and genetically modified seeds. The real reason why you're seeing these tantrums. Both these are core demands for Donald Trump's MAGA base, the one that exists between the two coasts in America. Though that base wants these two non-veg milk and GM seeds. Is this the reason why you're seeing Donald Trump's repeated tantrums? And the last question we ask on India Matters, will Americans be the one actually paying for the price hikes, whether it is for any of these goods that have been announced or even ones that he's potentially wanting to do, which is pharmaceutical? It's at the end of the day, the average American who will really have to pay the price. And how much will they pay is a question we'll ask on India Matters. But first up, before we go any further, viewers, I want to put out this report for you to better understand what all has happened in Trump land in just 24 hours. Donald Trump has been absolutely arbitrary, ad hoc. He's going on announcing tariff after tariff, additional raises. Why is all of that happening? How much has happened in the last 24 hours? This report puts that all in context. We come back and decode this in greater detail.
भारत अपने किसानों के, पशुपालकों के और मछुआरे भाई बहनों के हितों के साथ कभी भी समझौता नहीं करेगा.
Prime Minister Modi making it personal. The tiff with the United States amid Donald Trump's tariff trip. A day after Trump escalated the tariff tirade with an additional 25% tariff on India, taking total tariff to 50%, the highest on any Asian country. India's roaring retort, articulated by the Prime Minister himself, calling out Donald Trump's bluff that India will not give in and that farmers' interest remains supreme for the government.
मैं जानता हूं व्यक्तिगत रूप से मुझे बहुत बड़ी कीमत चुकानी पड़ेगी, लेकिन मैं इसके लिए तैयार हूं.
India exports a wide variety of agricultural products to the United States and is one of the sectors set to bear the brunt of Trump's tariffs. Agriculture and dairy sectors are key sticking points in the India-US trade talks. US wants access to Indian markets for its agriculture and dairy products, US is also pushing for GM seeds. But India has been resisting to protect these critical sectors. The point Prime Minister has been insisting on for long.
आज दुनिया की अर्थव्यवस्था कई आशंकाओं से गुजर रही है। अस्थिरता का माहौल है। ऐसे में दुनिया के देश अपने अपने हितों पर फोकस कर रहे हैं।
Prime Minister's bold position has also found takers in the opposition ranks as two Congress MPs asked the government to call Trump's bluff and look for other options.
वो लोग असलियत में 50% तक पहुंच जाएंगे, तब तो हमारा जवाब यही हो सकता है कि हम तो रेसिप्रोकल टैरिफ्स के नाम पे आपके ऊपर हम सिर्फ करीब 17% एवरेज टैरिफ लगा रहे हैं, वो 17 तो हम भी 50 कर देंगे। अगर आप हमें ऐसे करेंगे तो हम आपको भी वही करेंगे जो आप हमें कर रहे हैं।
सरकार को सीधा कर खड़ा होके कोई रीढ़ की हड्डी दिखानी चाहिए। तो इसमें एक मौका है, जो ग्लोबल ट्रेडिंग आर्किटेक्चर है उसको दोबारा से रीऑर्डर करने का।
But there are others for whom it's politics as usual.
देश के लिए एक मजबूत सरकार की जरूरत है, मजबूत प्रधानमंत्री की जरूरत है, गृह मंत्री, सब रक्षा मंत्री हो या विदेश मंत्री हो, देश के लिए मंत्री चाहिए। आज जब भी कोई आपत्ति आती है तो ये लापता होते हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री जी इतने कमज़ोर हो गए हैं कि अमेरिका जैसे नचा रही है वैसे ही नाच रहे हैं। अब आप सोचिए 50% टैरिफ होना कितना भारी देश को नुकसान होने जा रहा है, और इस पर कोई बात नहीं कह रहे ये लोग।
The government hit back at the opposition, saying that Trump's tariffs are on 140 crore Indians and the country should be united in its response.
आज जो है अमेरिका यदि कोई हमारे ऊपर टैरिफ इंपोज कर रहा है तो देश के 140 करोड़ लोगों के ऊपर इंपोज कर रहा है। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के हाथ को मजबूत करना है, देश का हाथ मजबूत होना चाहिए, जिससे देश को पता, दुनिया को पता चलना चाहिए कि भारत, चाहे ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का मामला हो, चाहे अमेरिका के टैरिफ का मामला हो, भारत एक साथ है, एकजुट है।
Trump's tirade against India is based on New Delhi buying Russian oil, which India has clarified is guided by market forces. The US president warned of new secondary sanctions for Moscow's trading partners when he was asked why India was being singled out for its business ties with Russia, leaving other nations that have been buying Russian energy.
Indian officials have said that there are other countries that are buying Russian oil.
It's okay.
Like China, for instance,
It's
buys
okay.
more.
Yeah.
Why are you singling India out for these additional sanctions?
It's only been 8 hours, so let's see what happens over the next.
Sanctions.
You're going to see a lot more.
So this is a taste of
You're
what's
going to
come.
see a lot more. You're going to see so much secondary sanctions.
India and US ties have hit the tariff turbulence amid Trump's aggressive posturing. A team of US negotiators is expected to arrive in Delhi for trade negotiations at the end of this month. NDTV Bureau Report.